Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Jimmy and you're watching Jimboyrulez. In today's video, we're going to see if the Philips Hue LED strip lights, which are up there, are worth it or not. So without any further ado, let's dive straight into it. Okay, so as you noticed in the previous video, we have installed the Philips Hue LED strip lights all around my garage. And now, bearing in mind that the Philips Hue LED strip lights, first of all, they're hard to find, but secondly, they're not the cheapest of options. So hence the question, if they're worth it or not. In order to find out if they're worth it or not, let's do a comparison. I've purchased a $15 LED strip light to go around my TV, as I do believe that it is a little needed. It feels a little blank over here, so I do think that putting LED lights around my TV would be a great addition. So let's get to that. So in order to see if the Philips Hue LED strip lights are worth it or not, we ordered $15 LED lights from Amazon, and this is what came. This is basically made in China lights. They're enough to go around the TV. Let's see what's in the box. There's a fancy remote. And that's it. So there's a little manual, and then there is the LED strip lights. They come on a plastic flimsy grill. They work with a USB. Now normally the USB goes into the TV, lighting it up, keeping the wiring to minimal. We have an older TV in my garage, so I don't have a USB. So I'm going to use a plug and stick it into a plug socket. Got a decently long wire. No clue what this is for. Oh, this is the sensor for the remote. This is like the receiver that receives the remote signals. Here we see how to install these lights depending on the size of the TV. So if it's 46 inches, you go it all around on the border. But if it's like a 70-inch TV, then your TV is going to be bigger and the LED strip lights go inside, leaving a little bit of a margin. Very informative and instructive manual this thing has, and I'm quite impressed with how good this manual is. Our TV is 46 inches wide, and I'm going to install it accordingly on the border. So first I decided to do the left side, then the bottom, then the right side, then the top. I gave the wiring inside the cabinet on the left hand side. All in all, it took me about 20 minutes to finish installing these lights. They were very easy to install. Now obviously, compared to the Philips Hue strip lights, the $15 LEDs, when I held them in my hand, they felt a little cheaper in terms of quality and everything. But I'll tell you this much, that the adhesive strip, the sticky part that I used, like I peeled off and I stuck it behind the TV, that felt a million times better than the Philips Hue strip light. I don't know why, but Philips Hue strip lights, they give a really bad sticky side. If you plan to use Philips Hue strip lights under cabinets, make sure you get 3M's double-sided sticky tape. Now the question is, would the $15 light last as much as the Philips Hue? Well, who cares? Because the $15 LED strip light is 10% the cost of Philips Hue strip lights. So if it gives me 20% off life of the Philips Hue strip lights, it's still totally worth it. So yes, in terms of simple math, 20% life, 5 strip lights to last me the same duration that a Philips Hue strip light would last, that still works out cheaper. But the added hassle of changing the lights every now and again when they break. So let's say the life of the $15 LED strip light is 20%, then you'd have to change it 5 times to make it last as long as the Philips Hue. So you have to change it 5 times. If you're okay with that added hassle, then sure, that's totally worth it. So then what about automation and compatibility? Well, it depends on your preferences. The cheap $15 LED strip lights, well, you could look for one that works with Amazon Echo and the Google Home device, because you do get $15 LED lights that do work with these two, but they're not going to be as good as the Philips Hue. The software that Philips Hue gives is unbeatable. Take my word for it. It's super easy to use, super easy to customize, super easy to make groups, make rooms, and yeah, they're just phenomenal, the software. Whereas I haven't tried the $15 LED light to work with my Amazon Echo, but I don't expect much out of it. What do you get for $15? The one that I have got does not have the compatibility with either of the home automation devices. If it is someone like my mom, she would prefer the $15 LED strip light that works with a remote, purely because it's super easy. Plug and play. Now I could change the light color as easily as this. The question is, how bright is the brightness? Obviously, it's not going to be as bright as the Philips Hue, and if you're expecting that in $15, I mean, come on, have a realistic picture. The world isn't all sunshine and rainbows, is it? As much as I'd like to deny it, setting up home automation sometimes can be a daunting task. Sometimes it's a pain in the ass. Although Philips Hue products are super easy to set up, I mean, it could have problems. I haven't had any problems, but then I'll tell you a story about me trying to fit the Creative Hub to set up my TV with it so that I could ask my Amazon Echo device to turn it on, turn up the volume, play Netflix or PlayStation, and it would turn on all the devices and do whatever is necessary. It was a royal pain in the ass, and I still haven't been able to get it right 100%. So as I mentioned, for someone like my mom who is not that tech savvy, having a simple remote definitely helps so that you don't have to go through the hassle of setting everything up and coming across issues. And lately I have come across so many people who are anti Google Home and Amazon Echo because they claim that these devices listen to you. Well, I don't have anything to hide and I don't mind them listening to me, so I'm fine with my home automation and I like it. So if you're one of those paranoid people, going for the cheaper $15 LED strip lights might be for you. In terms of the quality of light, the $15 lights are slightly different, maybe a little bit less bright, but for me the price difference is way too much to justify the little bit of brightness difference. In that case, I would go for the cheaper lights because they do the job just fine. In my personal opinion, as much as I love the $15 cheaper LED lights, I would still spend on the Philips Hue if I had to do it all over again. And the simple reason for that is compatibility. What I mean by that is that the Philips Hue LED strip lights work with a lot of things. For example, there are a lot of aftermarket apps that work with Philips Hue lights. One of them, and my personal favorite, is If This Then That. It is widely known as IFTTT. It is free, available on App Store or Google Store. With that app, I can make these lights flash if there is an international space station going over my home, or if I received an email or text. I could even set it up so that the lights change color if it is raining outside. So if it starts raining, I could set it up to change to a warmer color. Or if there's someone at my door, then I could connect it to my Ring doorbell and it would change the color or flash or something when there's someone at my doorstep. Not that any of this matters. What I'm trying to say is not that any of this is a necessity, but then LED strip lights are not a necessity, it is a want. So in that case, might as well get something that is way cooler and way much more fun. But that's just my opinion. Let me know if the extra money for the Philips Hue LED strip lights is worth it to you or not in the comments below. Which one would you go for? Why? And what makes one a better option? Or you could just simply tell me which one you prefer in the comments below. Well, hope you enjoyed this video, and if you found value in this video, please do consider pressing the thumbs up button, and if you haven't already, then do consider subscribing. Thanks for watching. See you later. Ciao.